I'm going to show you how I just escaped from the jaws of death and won a game. Let's begin. Starts with e4, I go e5, which is obviously what I play because I don't know any other opening as a black. Now he goes for the queen's gambit, if I'm not wrong, and I decline it in a very special way, which gives him a lead of 2.1 points. Now he takes my pawn, I take his pawn, which is a blunder, and it is already as of move 4 that I have committed a blunder. And now he gives the check, which is the best move here, and I cannot block the check by this pawn simply because he can give this check, and then once I block he can take my rook here. So of course I don't have to block, and therefore I move my king. And now what he had to do is just give another check here, and I don't know how we would continue from here, so I'm not going there. But he goes greedy and thinks he can take my queen, so he gives this check, but he forgets that my horsey is here which can block the check, and of course I play that. And after that he plays the best move in hope for delivering this check, but I'm a smart guy, so I block the knight from jumping to d5, and he castles, which is an inaccuracy. He had to continue to attack because he had a good chance, and now I immediately offer a queen trade because his queen was just a monster, and he thinks a lot here for about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then he decides to trade. So I am happy with the trade, and then he trades the bishop for my knight. I happily accept, and then he brings out his bishop. I give this check, which is an inaccuracy, I don't know why. And now I play the best move, attacking his bishop. Bishop goes back. I take out my knight, and from now my idea is simple, to bring out all my pieces. He gives this check, which is again an inaccuracy, and I play a good move, that is king to d8. He brings out his knight, which is a mistake, and a lot of mistakes and inaccuracies from now, so let's skip this part. And now I go attacking here and push his knight back and bring my knight to the center. So just see how pleasing this scene is, to push his knight back and then bring my knight to the center. Beautiful. Now he tries to break through in the center, but I happily accept the pawn at e4. Now there are a lot of mistakes from him. I play the best move here, which is attacking the g4 pawn. He takes my pawn on e5 and I take back, and now I have a very solid center here, and I don't know why he did not try to protect his pawn there. He just brings the knight. I take his knight, he takes, and I am very happy with this doubled up pawn structure here. I take the pawn, he doesn't take my bishop, doesn't trade, and he gives this check. I happily block the check, and he takes the pawn here. Now my idea was simple, to somehow try to attack these two pieces using the rook. So, and I don't know why I had this idea, but I had. So I go for a rook trade here. He trades, and now he plays the best move. I don't know why this is best. Okay, and I solidify my center by bringing the bishop here. Now he tries to break this pawn chain, which is of course a very bad move, and I just support my pawn on d4. This was always in my mind, to take the bishop, and when he takes with the pawn I would take his knight from here, but I'm a little worried about attacking against a rook with two bishops, and also he would gain a pass pawn here, and I am not a computer, so I would not be able to save that. So I play simple moves. He takes, I take, and look how beautiful solid structure this is here, and I have majority of pawn on the king side. So let's go ahead. He plays the base move, bringing his rook to the open file, and I again try to attack this pawn here on g4, and he brings his knight in the center. I take the pawn, he takes bishop, I take, and now he gives this check, which is meaningless, still the best. The idea in these endgames is while a knight delivers check is just to go to a square which the knight cannot attack directly on the next move. So if I had gone here, the knight would have gone here delivering a check, and I don't want that, so I go to this square d6, which is not which the knight cannot attack immediately. So he takes my bishop, I take, and now I have a lot of pawns and he cannot face. He still tries to fight. I had to deliver that check and try to win those pawns, but I went with the king ahead, brought his king in the center, and he was probably thinking his king is more active here and was still not resigning, but I am a smart guy, so I went on attacking the A and B pawns and eventually winning all of them. And now I have 3 extra pawns, and this is of course winning here. So a few more moves and now I'm ready to win. So here my opponent resigns, and thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel to get more such entertaining videos. Thank you.